Hi everybody, Ricky Cool here, Mississippi saxophone time, and this is part 2 of my look at the great alto and baritone sax player Paul Williams and his #1 rhythm and blues hit, The Hucklebuck. Here comes his solo, and this is going to be the subject of my video today. I'll just fade this out. What I'm going to do is have a close look at Paul Williams' solo and the licks and motifs that he uses. We're going to examine them in detail, and we're going to see how we can apply them in another blues setting. You're going to need a C harmonica, and we're playing in 2nd position. I'm going to put a screenshot up now. Grab it if you can. Okay, I hope you've managed to get that, but don't worry if you haven't, because I will overlay all the little licks and motifs that we look at. So we're going to look at Paul Williams' solo. It comes in at 1 minute into the track, and here's the first lick. Now you can hear from that it's got a real sort of major feel about it. And in actual fact, what he's doing is using notes from the major blues scale. If you're not sure about the major blues scale, check out my video on that, and I'll put all the links that you need in the description. Here's the lick. As the solo carries on, he does a variation on that, which is a little bit tricky for the harmonica because it would involve a whole 4 overblow to play exactly what he plays. But what I'm particularly interested in is the way that he links at the end of bar 4 into the chord change that comes in the 12-bar blues sequence. So have a listen to it. Now, it's those 3 notes. So what's he doing there? Let's have a look at that. So the notes he plays are these. So how do those notes relate to a G chord? Because that's the chord that the band would be playing at this point in the 12-bar blues. Let's have a little look. Here's a G major chord. 1st, 3rd and 5th. We could add in the 7th to make a G7 chord. And we could add in a 9th to make a G9 chord. Now, that 9th gives us the first note of what he plays. The 2nd note here is in fact a 6th. And then the 3rd note is the 2nd note from a G7 scale. So, and the 2nd note is the same as the 9th. So he's playing notes from, in actual fact, a 6-9 chord, which is a jazz chord. But it'll relate to a standard blues G7. Here's the blues G7. And it makes a great little link into the next bar of the 12-bar blues sequence, where we would have gone from a G chord to a C chord, probably a C7. Okay, I hope that kind of gives you some understanding of where Paul Williams is coming from with that little link into the C chord. Right, let's listen again to how Paul Williams utilises those 3 notes and links into the 4 chord in the 12-bar blues sequence. Here we go. I just really like the sound of those 3 notes. It's so unusual, but so effective. I think I mentioned earlier in the video that to do the lick exactly as Paul Williams does it, you'd need to be able to do a 4-hole overblow. So I'm not going to go there. I'm going to do a repeat of the first lick, but put that alternative ending on. Right, so how do I manage that little fall off idea? It's not quite as smooth as you could do it on a saxophone, but it's not bad. I'm going 2 draw to the 5 blow, but then change air direction straight away and slide back down to the 2 draw. That's how I'm doing it. Let's move on to look at the first of the motif ideas that Paul Williams plays. So this is the next 4 bars of the 12-bar blues solo, starting from bar 5. So let's have a listen to what he does. Here it comes. Right, so that was just from the fall off and then into the motif. Now this is a chance for you to practice your 6-hole overblow. And there's plenty of space for you to set it up. So let's have a look at how that motif works on the harmonica. The first note is the 6 overblow. And after the overblow, he works his way down a minor pentatonic scale, and then the last 2 notes bring in the flattened 5th of the minor blues scale. I'll play it again. It's a great little motif because Paul Williams now has moved from playing basically around the major blues scale to playing the minor blues scale. And I really like that mixture of major and minor. Let's move on now to the second motif idea, which happens over the remaining 4 bars of the 12-bar blues sequence. Here it is. I've tabbed this out so that you can play it in the lower register of the harmonica, like this. Or you can play it in the middle register of the harmonica and get some further practice in on that 6-hole overblow. Once you've practiced those licks and motifs, a good next stage, I think, would be to try and play through the harmonica adaptation of the solo with a backing track so that you're really familiar with how those licks and motifs work. The one I've chosen is from MCCD Sessions. It's a swing blues in G, and you'll find the link in the description. Finally, what I'd suggest you do is try mixing up the ideas that I've shown you in this video and practicing them in a kind of random order. So that's what I'm going to try and do, and I'll mix it up with some things of my own as well. But I think the important thing is this business of switching between ideas based around the major pentatonic or major blues scale and the minor pentatonic and minor blues scale. So I hope you found the video useful. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, that would be really appreciated. And until the next time, this is Ricky Cool signing off.